following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
British, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a fun show for you guys today. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I know we are. Before we get started, let's say hi to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
I'm very upset. I'm supposed to say, what are you upset about?
Okay, what are you upset about?
I'm growing tits.
Okay.
At my 86 years old, you grow tits. I wondered why old men had tits. I lean forward and I've got 34 A's. I got tits. I can't stand it. I feel them under my armpits. I'm growing tits. I'm not lying. I got out of the shower before and I bent forward to dry my legs and my tits were hanging.
That's nice.
It's disgusting. How do I firm them up? Do I exercise? Do I do?
I don't know. We have to Google it or throw it into ChatGPT.
I mean, look at this. I could be like Jane Russell now, for real.
There you go. Well, not Jane Russell exactly, but
I mean, I read about it, and it said that older men tend to have bosoms. They tend to grow breasts.
Okay, well, Astro likes them. See, hey, Astro.
Yes. So they're making fun of me.
Oh, hey, Juan, can you get rid of the action figure history thing on our name? That was from my other show. Thanks.
I mean, anyone out there, do you have a grandfather that has tits? Let me know. Let me know if they grow.
There's hardly anybody.
I mean, I hope they stop growing. I hope they don't become like 38Ds.
Become 38Ds.
What if I have 38D tits?
Oh, well, then you have them. What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? I have to walk around with a push-up bra?
Hey, you never know. In the meantime, what's up, everybody? We actually watched a really good movie last night called Great Expectations. It's an old movie. I had never seen it. It's a Charles Dickens book that was turned into a movie, but I really enjoyed it. I recommend anybody, if you ever get to watch Turner Classic Movies or whatever, you should watch Great Expectations, because I really
went to
enjoyed
the
it.
movies with, I guess I was with my sister. I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, and that movie terrified me. I remember when he's in the graveyard and the ugly man comes with the chains out of the grave and he gives him food, and the old lady with the rats on the cake and she's all in rag. Oh, it's a very, very frightening movie for a little boy.
But it was a great movie. It was really good, you guys. And it's literature.
I read the book and I've seen it. So, I mean, I know as an adult, it doesn't bother me. But as a 7-year-old kid, and you see that ugly man with the kid, you know, I was a kid, so I related to it like that ugly man was going to kill me or something.
In the meantime, we want to thank everybody for tuning into our show.
Yes.
Apple Podcasts came out, and we're #1 on Apple Podcasts for film interviews, shows. So we want to thank everybody, because there's millions of podcasts. Well, we're an interview show. Well, we interview people in film, actors, producers, directors,
film people.
Yes. So we're the #1 show for film interviews, and I think now there's about 4 million podcasts, and so we're probably being #1 in that category probably puts us in the top like 50 or 100 podcasts in the world. So
hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Look at my tits.
So we have a fun show for you guys today. We have 2 really fun actors. The first one, his name is Randy Oglesby. He's been in tons of stuff that everybody has seen, and he's worked with some of the biggest stars on the planet. The second one is Robert. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think he's Italian. Robert Daprocida. 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 Daprocida, and
Sida.
and
We'll
he's going to
see
be
that.
he's going to be our second guest. It should be a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody for tuning in last week for Courtney Gaines' show. The show's doing really well, and you can listen to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. We're on Libsyn, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. We're on about 150 other platforms, but those are the biggest ones. So we want to thank everybody.
And you
for
could
tuning
watch
in.
us on everything. This way, you could see my breasts as they grow.
Yes, we can.
I'm going out of my mind.
I know you're just nutso with it now.
I'm totally flipped out. Totally.
I want to give a shout out, Lady Lake. Cindy Lady Lake is in the chat room. Thanks for all the promotion, Cindy. You
Hi,
rock.
Cindy Lady.
And
you're looking good with those pictures.
oh, she always looks good too.
You,
Yeah,
you
she's
should
fabulous.
lower your neckline to show cleavage. This way, you know, I have cleavage now, so we could talk about cleavage.
Yeah.
We could
That's so fun.
discuss cleavage.
Astro went to his bed. That's funny. Okay. I know you guys. Yesterday was like a total movie day. So after we watched what was the movie I said? Great Expectations.
Oh,
Then we watched a Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall movie called The Big
sleep,
The Big Sleep,
which I've seen 1,000 times.
which was really good. And then we watched the 1978 version of
The Body Snatch.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland. And yeah, they made a lot of those movies. Ron likes the original better that came out in the, like, what, the 50s or 60s?
The black and white original, you know, listen, when a writer writes a piece of good work, a classic piece of work, and then they try to make a second, it doesn't work.
And they made a bunch.
Because what happens? Why is he squeaking?
I don't know. They made a bunch of them.
Because once you've done it, you can't do it. You can't reproduce it again. The first time it came out, everybody went nuts over the Body Snatchers. And the second one, it didn't hold up. It was just didn't hold up.
And there's a bunch of them since then too.
And they all stink. One more crappier than the other.
I kind of like all of them, but I do think that they got to quit remaking things.
Yes, remakes stink. I never watch. I don't like remakes, and I won't watch them.
There's so many like good writers, you know, out there. There's no reason why you can't be making original
Because
films instead of remaking everything.
Good writers don't get funded. Shitty writers get funded because what do they have? Tits, ass, dick, men's asses, chopping people's up, taking their penises
Cindy
off.
Lake says she doesn't want to compete with your breasts.
Oh, look at them. I'm telling you, look at them. I got a set of knockers here. I mean, really, I got like some pair of tits. Cindy, look at what am I going to do with these things? It's embarrassing. If I go to the pool and men start whistling.
Hey, you never know. They might.
Don't get smart.
You look terrific. You always look terrific. And so
I know, but I have to go to a doctor and see about the hormones. I guess my hormones are changing.
well, you know, you turned 86 last week, and maybe
I know.
maybe that's something that happens when you turn 86. You start to grow breasts.
I turned 86. I got out of the shower and I had tits hanging to the floor. So what am I going to do? That's like my joke when I was in drag. I used to do this. Of course, it's not going to be funny now, but I was impersonating Jane Russell, and here I am in drag on a microphone, and I say, "Well, I will admit that my tits have sagged. This morning, I cut my nipple while shaving my ankle."
Yeah.
And back in the 60s, that was a risque joke, and people thought, "Ooh," and they laughed because it was nasty. Now it's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's not.
It's okay, but it's still cute.
Yeah, but I could never go
Cute
to work.
and clean.
If I ever went to work and did my old show, people would walk out. They'd say, "Is he kidding? That's not funny."
Oh well.
They need curse words. They need, stuff in it today. Today, you can't do a clean joke.
I think you could. I think that there are people who would like it, but
Yeah, they're dead.
no, not everybody likes everything dirty.
I don't know. Listen, today, all the comics, they say things that I would be shocked to say on stage. I never would say them. And when you're in drag, you're hiding who you are, because Ron Russell is in that costume as that woman. So I can get away with murder because I'm hiding behind that character. the comedians today are just, they go up there in ripped jeans and a t-shirt looking like shit, and they talk dirty crap and this garbage.
Either way. So anyway, so what do we have to talk about? We have a couple minutes till our guest
You didn't
calls
get me
in.
my birthday. Why don't you get me a couple of bras for my birthday?
Yeah. In the meantime, so everybody, let's see. I was going to say something and now I even forgot. Jeepers creepers.
See, because my tits taking attention away.
No. Maybe what we'll do is do a little quick music break, and then we're going to come back with our first guest. How's that?
That sounds good to me.
All right, you guys. So this is Scarecrow. John Blaze was on our show a couple weeks ago. The name of the song is Twisted. And when we come back in 3 minutes, we'll be with our first guest, Randy Oglesby. So check it out, everybody. Here's Twisted by Scarecrow. Everybody, that was Twisted by Scarecrow. Sorry, I thought it was a video. As you guys know from last week, like I still haven't passed my 6 mm kidney stone, so I'm in pain all the time. And I guess that was just a lapse of judgment because I thought that was a music video that I sent, but it wasn't. But in the meantime, let's bring on our first guest. Hello. Hey, Randy, how you doing?
I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me. Okay.
I'm not getting audio on your end.
Juan, what can I do for that? Okay, Juan's going to work on the audio with him and see what we can do, and then see how we get the whole thing worked out. In the meantime, this is Randy Oglesby, you guys. He's a great character actor. His website is randyoglesby.com, RANDYOGLESBY.com, and we'll bring him back as soon as we can in just a few minutes. In the meantime, what else could we talk about for a minute while we're waiting?
My favorite subject.
You.
Me.
Okay, we can talk about you.
Not really. Not at all. Not really. Work. When the hell am I going to work, fellas? Now, I heard that they were casting the movie, the TV series I'm in. So I haven't heard from the producers. I mean, how the fuck do they do things today in the business? I'll never know. I really will never know. I really would not be an actor today if I were 20. If I was 20 years old and I came in and saw what goes on, I'd say, screw you. I'd go be a jewel thief. But no, I really, or a bank robber.
Oh, yeah, because those are things that won't get you arrested.
No, but those are things that make money.
Yeah.
You don't make money making movies anymore because they hire you and you never see them.
That's funny.
I mean, they tell you we're going to shoot soon, Ron.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Sorry, I don't know. I lost it all together.
No
Sorry
problem.
about that.
That's okay. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, incredibly accomplished character actor Randy Oglesby. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is my cool, outrageous co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
And I'm Jimmy Star. We want to welcome you to the show. And I did all kinds of research on you yesterday. And the thing that I want to bring up first, because it'll be something that Ron will be very excited about. You have such amazing credits, but Ron has one favorite actor. That's his favorite actor. And he thinks that she is like the greatest actor on the planet, we think, for the modern day, nowadays actors. And you're in the TV series Godless, which was a mini series starring Jack O'Connell and Michelle Dockery and God. Jeff Daniel. And Ron, that's Ron's favorite actor. He's hoping that I'll make a movie big enough, that I can afford to bring her into it. So tell us a little bit about working with Michelle Dockery, and every other question will be more about you, but we want to know about Michelle Dockery.
I wish I could tell you about working with Michelle. I did not. I know. I did not work with Michelle. I played the shopkeeper, Asa, and notable because I'm introduced in a scene where a child drops a jar of candy and I completely blow my top. Notable for that. And I was in series. I just assumed that I watched the series, and I just assumed that there's like 7 episodes and you're in like 6 of them. I just assumed you had to be like see her and hang out with her some. No.
It's
Sorry.
editing.
Sorry.
Okay.
Michelle Dockery. Listen, yes. I knew Betty Davis, okay? And I've told Betty 100,000 times that she's the greatest actress ever. And I said to Betty that there'll never be another you. Bullshit. Michelle Dockery is the Betty Davis.
Yeah.
Michelle Dockery, when she works, I go into a coma. I watch her every move, her eye move, everything she does is absolutely perfect. I think she's the greatest actress of our day.
Really?
And she's very misunderstood, but she's wonderful.
Do you ever see that? So she did a TV series for TNT called Good Behavior. It had 2 seasons. I don't know if you ever watched it. It's the greatest TV series ever. She plays like a thief and like a hooker and a drug addict and and she does all these things.
Yeah, I only know her from
Downton Abbey.
Yeah, Downton Abbey. That's
So
where
when
I
you
know
see
it.
Downton Abbey and then you see Good Behavior, and it's such a contrast,
Really?
you realize
Yeah.
what a great. And she was great too in Flight Plan or whatever with Marky Mark, with
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg and stuff.
Right,
We love
right.
her.
She held the camera for the whole movie. I mean, she was brilliant in that. Absolutely brilliant.
So let's go to you a little bit then. So first of all, where do you live in? Do you live in California? Do you live in LA?
Yeah, I live in Los Angeles. I live in West Hollywood. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
How long have you been doing this?
I mean, I started doing it. I started acting in college in the late 60s, early 70s, and but I pegged my real beginning about 1976. When I was in San Francisco, I studied acting at the American Conservatory Theater, and then I was in the acting company for 5 years. So I was at ACT for about 7 years, did 40 plays in that time. And by the time I left there, I was an actor, and I came to LA in '82.
So do you have trouble? Do you have trouble remembering lines?
No.
Okay.
But that's a question I've had before, and to me it's not really memorization. Because what I do like to do, and what I've been doing lately before I shoot a scene, do a show on television or film, I have a lovely young woman that does my my tapes for me when I submit for casting, and I will go in with her and rehearse the scenes so that when I hit the set, I am ready. Because what you're doing, you're getting in the physical space with another person, another actor, and you're attaching those lines to the scene, to the physicality of it. So you don't have to have it in your head. It exists in the space. It exists in your partner's eyes. When I was working at ACT, we did. You got a 9-month contract in those days, and you'd work for 9 months. Nice equity gig, and we would do. It was rotating rep, so you could be in as many as 3 different shows in a week, doing 8 shows, and so you've got 3 different parts you've got to be keeping up with. But I always felt that I put the part and the lines away when I hung up my wardrobe in my dressing room, and that's where it stayed. And then when I put everything back on, everything came with it, the lines, you connect it to the space, you connect it to your partner, so it's not in your head. You don't have to remember.
So
Does that make sense?
When you're 86 years old, we'll talk. Okay? I'm 86.
Well,
I'm
you're
86.
doing well. You're doing
And
very
I
well.
don't remember lines. I don't remember lines.
Yeah.
And one director said to me, "Why don't you remember your lines, Ron?" I said, "If they were worth remembering, I would remember them. But they're so terrible that I can't bear it. I can't
Well,
bear
you do.
it."
Yeah.
So give me something good. Give me a meaty part. Give me something really.
Right.
But don't give me these Clown Motel 3 shit that I'm in.
he doesn't do that shit though.
You do have to embrace the part, embrace the.
So you did a lot of theater though, and now theater is extremely different than doing TV and movies because you're live, and if you fuck it up, you're screwed.
Yeah, but if you're smart, you know how to cover it up.
Yeah, it was. I love theater. I mean, when I left ACT in '82, and I left because they stopped hiring a full company. They would hire 35 actors for 9 months. It was an amazing gig, very expensive, and they finally lost their NAA grant and couldn't afford to do it. But I thought I would be going to New York. I really wanted to begin my career because I was ready for stage. But for personal reasons, I came to LA and came with a bunch of people from ACT, from San Francisco. Some of my, quite a few of my comrades, we all came down at the same time, started a little theater company in Venice called the Pacific Resident Theater Ensemble. And I helped run that. I was directing and writing and acting in that for the company. 99-seat waiver, nobody was getting paid, but I
Okay.
continued. You know, it kept me in the craft
Sure.
while I'm trying to establish myself doing television and film.
love
I had
it.
a good agent. I had a good agent when I got here because agents at that time would go to ACT and scout. And I had a good agent when I got here, so that was a help. Took a while to get used to the camera. I did have to make an adjustment that I finally feel really in the last few years that I've finally figured it out.
Well, actually,
Pardon?
I was just gonna say, because in the last few years, well, I mean, you have some really, really impressive credits. You know, a lot of TV credits. When I was first going through it, I don't think I was realizing how much of it was TVs and also like limited series type things like Sharp Objects. But you've worked
Right.
with like lots of Ron's favorite people and my favorite people.
Yeah.
You were in Sharp Objects with Amy Adams.
I mean,
Yeah.
And Ron loves Amy Adams, and also in that is Patricia Clarkson, which we just watched in something the other day. Henry Czerny, I like a lot because he's in a lot of horror movies, and Sidney Sweeney, who's a big talk of the town. You still have to audition a lot of things because your credits are pretty big. You have all A-list people.
No, I do audition. I never got. You know, I'm just not in that category where I'm going to bankroll the project. So,
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't get offered. Occasionally I get offered parts, but no, I audition. Still audition.
Because you're in some big stuff. The Burbs, it just got renewed, I think, for a second season with Keke Palmer and Jack Whitehall.
Yep.
And it's funny because our guest last week on the show was Courtney Gaines, who was in the actual movie The Burbs.
Really? Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite movies. It's a great movie. And now you're also in Spider Noir. You play Chief McNamara with Nicolas Cage, Brendan Gleeson, Lucas Haas. I actually don't know. I haven't seen that show yet, so I don't know who Lamorne Morris and Lee Jun Lee is. But I mean, Brendan Gleeson is huge. Nicolas Cage is huge. Lucas Haas is huge. So you're doing really, really well.
Yeah, I had a great. I would say the last year and a half has been an amazing. I mean, I ended up in that time I did 13 episodes of episodic. You know, of 13 episodes of. I was also brought back for season 5 of For All Mankind. In season 3, I was a vice president, and they brought me back in season 5 as the president.
There you go.
But you know why? You know why you're working? You know why you're working a lot? Because you're old. You're old. The minute I became old, I got more jobs. When they need an old bag, they say get Ron Russell.
Well, I did make a
No. Wait, when I was young, I was handsome, but my competition was unbelievable. Everybody in the business was handsome. Champ Hunter, Rock Hudson, those were all my contemporaries. So where are you going to go? Nobody's going to hire you, right? And Sal Mineo was the only one that they would hire that they compared me to because I was dark, Italian, with the New York accent. So it was difficult. Now that I'm an old bag, get Russell, and I'm working like crazy.
He plays cops, gangsters.
I play everything.
Priests.
It's so much fun because I don't audition. I say send me a script. I love that. Send me a script. If I like the script, I do the movie. If I don't care.
Also,
what do I care at 86?
You do a lot of period stuff, though, because I have your demo reel. We're going to actually play it. I took it off of YouTube. We're going to play it for everybody to show some of you, so you can see it. But you seem to do a lot of period stuff, and you fit really well in that period stuff.
Yeah. I would say it's been a mix. I wouldn't say I've done more period stuff, but I've done my share. And certainly Spider Noir is 1930s New York. It was a lot of fun, black and white. That was a very, and I did have a scene with Brendan Gleeson. I did not work with Nicolas Cage, but I did have a scene with Brendan Gleeson and got to spend some time with him, which was my wife and I had recently been to Ireland, so we had plenty to talk about. It was a lot of fun.
You've become a character actor, and character actors work.
Yeah, I did a mix of it. In theater, I could do both character and leading man, but in TV and film, I've been more on the character side. And of course, I did a bunch of Star Treks, and those were all quite charactery parts.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that because I have that.
Now I want to ask my usual question. What is?
Oh, he has dogs. We love dogs.
What do you?
Yep.
What do you feel when you make a movie today? Do you feel like it was 30 or 40 years ago?
I'm sorry, if I make a movie today.
In other words, what are your feelings about making movies today as opposed to 40 years ago? In other words, is it better today or years ago?
No, I don't sense any particular difference. Fact is, I mean, I've done a lot of movies, but probably in the last 10 years, I haven't done too many films. I've done more television in the last 10 years.
But even television, I mean, things have changed so much in the business. The camera is small. You don't even know where it is half the time. And
yeah.
The lighting is not necessary. The lighting is totally different. We no longer have the key light that we live by.
Yeah.
So to me, I find it boring. I stand there and they say go, and I go, and it's over. And I say, but what the hell did I do?
Yeah,
I get excited.
You know, years ago.
I had a
Years
bit
ago,
of a
you did a scene years ago, and if your shirt went like that, they say cut, and you say what happened? They say your shirt moved wrong. Today they don't give a shit. They shoot anything, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah. I don't know. I still enjoy it. I really enjoy getting in the trenches. I enjoy working with my fellow actors. Doing the Burbs. It was a really nice experience. I just enjoy the work. I enjoy playing. You know, you're getting in the scene with somebody. You're playing. It's play. You know, they always call
Keke
actors.
Palmer. I love Keke Palmer. I think she's one of the most
she's
talented.
a really lovely young woman, and
so
a lot of fun to work with.
Let's brag a little for you. First of all, I want to tell you, so the other night we didn't finish the whole movie because both of us were tired, and I didn't even realize that you were in it. But we were watching the hit list the other night on Tubi, and it says you're in the hit list with Jeff Fahey, Yancey Butler, and James Coburn. We didn't watch the whole thing. And then I saw yesterday that you're actually in it, so now I'm going to go back and finish it. You're one of the cops, right?
Yeah, I'm one of the cops. I think FBI or something. I was in a suit, so I wasn't a uniform cop. But I did. Yeah, it's funny you bring that one up. That's been a long time ago.
Yes, we watch a lot of stuff on Tubi.
Pardon?
We watch a lot of stuff on Tubi. We like Tubi. And
James,
and it was just funny because we watched it, and then here you are on the show. So I thought that was funny.
Yeah, James Coburn was fun. You know, I'll always remember that he said something about working, and he said every day when I'm filming, the first thing I do is go up to the camera and look at right in the barrel and say, "We're going to have a good day today, aren't we?" and I thought, yeah, that's interesting. And lately I've been really, you know, my relationship to the camera took a long time to develop because coming out of theater, you don't want to become self-conscious of the audience. So you can create a fourth wall. And the fourth wall is this imaginary wall that's between you and the audience. And you can put windows on it, photograph, whatever, but it helps sort of keep you in the space with your partners, not self-conscious. So when I started working in film and television, I was kind of applying that same thing to the camera, which was a mistake. And lately, I've been very conscious of the camera becomes another actor in the scene. Doesn't have any lines, but it's there. And if you have to respect that, and you have to invite that. So when I remember James Coburn, that was the thing. When he said that, I always look at the camera and say, "We're going to have a great day." I'm thinking, yes, that is the right attitude to deal with.
I love James Coburn.
You see, when I work, I am so not interested in the camera. I pretend there is nothing there. I pretend that I'm really in the situation. Like when I played a general just in the last movie I was in, I really believed I was a general, and I make everything else go away. I sort of go into my own little capsule. And I think if you're aware of the camera you're acting, the moment you know there's a camera on you, you begin to act.
Let me clarify. I'm not acting for the camera. I'm simply allowing it to be there. I'm acting with my partner.
Right.
All that matters are the people in the scene. If it was Kiki or Jack or Kapil, I had a scene with Kapil, Tailwalker, and Jack Whitehall and Kiki. Great fun. But
go ahead, finish.
Go ahead.
No, that's all. I just again, the camera. You're blocking. You're moving with it. You've got to be allowing the camera to see you. Sometimes you're walking away. You've got the camera wherever the camera is. You've got to. I don't mean acknowledge it, but just allow it.
Yes.
Well, today there's no such thing as a mark. And I found that when I work.
Actually, you should ask him that. Because
I say, where are my marks? They say there are no marks, Ron. That was 1940. I said, oh, really? So how do I know what I'm doing? Well, here's what you're doing. You're getting over by that dresser, and you're walking from that dresser to the window. You're pulling back the curtain. You're looking. Then you see who's knocking at the door. Then you go to the door. I said, what the fuck? You're telling me the whole movie. A mark.
Ask him that.
I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm setting it up for the audiences. Don't know what we're talking about. We're talking professional stuff here. So I have to be very specific for the audiences. Do you still have marks, right?
Yeah, occasionally you have marks, but you're right. If you're it's sometimes the blocking is just like on stage. You have to go here because you've got to go there to wash your hands, or
right.
You go here because it's there's a logic to it sometimes, and sometimes there's not. Sometimes the blocking is based on what the camera needs in that moment, so it can see you,
lighting.
or the lighting. Yeah.
I was on a production once where before we shot, I was on the set, and I said to the cameraman, I said, by the way, where's the camera? And he said, up there. I said, up where? That's not a security camera? He said, no. He said, that's how we shoot. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, the camera's up in the corner and it's going to take a shot down in the room. And I thought, can't.
So one of the things that you were in, I want to do a little bragging first of all. So here's just a few, you guys. So Randy has the biggest IMDb ever, you guys. But some of the TV shows that you would have seen him on are The Practice, LA Law, Boston Public, ER, The X-Files, Cold Case, Without a Trace, JAG, Castle, Magnum PI, CSI Vegas, WandaVision, Touch, Enlightened, NCIS, Big Love, Bones, Lie to Me, I love Lie to Me, True Blood, love that, Mad Men, Medium, Boston Legal, Vanished, and Models Inc., which was one of my favorite shows. I was a clothing designer back in my younger life, and that was one of my absolute favorite shows ever. And I don't know how many episodes you were on, but that's like one of my favorite. As a matter of fact, even now I go on eBay looking to see if you can find DVDs of it, just to add to my collection.
Yeah, my main recollection of Models Inc. was I was shooting on the day that OJ took off in the Bronco. And everybody on the set was watching television to see the chase, and so that was I think I did that one episode, worked a few days on it, but that was that. Yeah,
show. That's like
my father-in-law was a big fan of Models Inc., and when I did it, he was extremely impressed that I was working with all those beautiful women.
I was extremely impressed too, not for that, just because of what the show did, since I was a clothing designer and I worked with models back in the day, so it was a lot of fun. So what I want to do, we're going to play your demo reel real quick, and then we'll come back. I got a bunch of other things I want to discuss, but I want to play it so people kind of get an idea. So how about you introduce your demo reel, and then we're going to play the one that says Randy Oglesby demo reel. All right, introduce it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Just say, hey, I'm Randy Oglesby, and here's my demo
I'm Randy
reel.
Oglesby, and here is my demo reel. There's a lot more current stuff that could be on it, but that's a work in progress.
There you go.
Enjoy it.
2 pounds of flour, pound of bacon, another pound of coffee, 2 boxes of shells for the Winchester.
44.
$50.95, if you please.
You hunting buffalo?
Why, you seen any?
You break that jar, girl, and you gonna pay for it. Where'd your brother run off to?
He didn't tell you. I'm certainly not gonna.
He gave up that star, don't you think? God damn it, girl! I told you to keep your hands off! Now I want you...
Go ahead. Yell at her again.
She's not right in the head.
And neither will you be. You keep hauling at her like that. We'll take the licorice, too.
I hope I didn't wake you, Father.
You're always a welcome sight, even at this late hour. You know, the last time I saw you looking so worried was when you caught Betty Parks stealing the Sacramento wine. Hopefully this isn't quite as serious.
It's far worse than that. I found this under my bed. I think Jack put it there.
To what purpose?
I have no idea. Our neighbor is part of some strange religion, if you can call it that. I think Jack may be going too.
You think? You mean he's going without your knowledge? Have you ever attended any of these rituals?
No.
Then it's difficult to know what we're up against. What did Jack say when you confronted him?
I haven't yet. He's been out all night, like always.
You did well coming to me. The Bible warns us against false prophets. They come dressed in sheep's clothing, but secretly are wolves.
What do I do to make him see that?
Speak to him about his actions and be honest about your fears.
What if he keeps going anyway?
This way leads straight to hell, Susan. Jack is a man of science, isn't he? Present him with the facts. Find out everything you can about this false religion and lay it bare for him. He'll be unable to deny the truth once he's confronted by it. Get those kids back in here. If anyone tries to stop you, shoot him. That is a direct order.
No, Bob. Yeah, it will be all right?
You'll get the children back.
Really? And what shall I do with them this time? How far can I
Just
go?
do the job, H. We're not finished. Where are those fucking kids?
What are you gonna do, shoot me? Who's gonna do your dirty work for you, huh? You gonna do it yourself?
You don't think I have that covered? We have your children, H. Do you understand? Just get back to it right now!
Evening, gentlemen. Walter, I'd like you to meet my cousins, Charlotte and Wendy.
Ladies, it's a pleasure.
We were hoping you were Pete's friends. Must be the Man of Steel.
Will you look at that? You could lose a nickel in those dimples. I thought your cousin Wendy was a redhead.
No, that's my cousin Doris. She wasn't available this evening.
Well, I think we can make do with this branch of the family.
I'm glad you decided to stay over.
So am I.
Hey, bottle of champagne for the table and another round of these. +1. You know, I had some thoughts about your campaign today.
Did you?
Well, I was trying to express the essentialness of steel, and I thought, Bethlehem Steel, the backbone of America. What do you think?
Unbelievable. Did Draper tell you to try and sneak this one by me?
No, I was
Campbell, get off the clock. We have two lovely ladies here. The only backbone I'm interested in now is right here. So, tell me, Wendy, what do you do when you're not lighting up rooms with your smile?
Well, I'm an actress, and I take some classes at Hunter.
Do you? I would have thought you slept all day and bathed in milk. It started 6 months ago. I had a moment of weakness. That stripper got photos of me. It's been a nightmare ever since. $1,000 here, $500 there.
So Sapphire was blackmailing you, not Rogan?
At first. Then Rogan must have found out. He got his hands on the photos somehow. He said if I gave him $25,000, he would make them disappear forever. And if I didn't, he would release them to the Willow Creek Register.
So is that why you kidnapped him, to get those photos back?
What? I didn't kidnap him. What kind of a man do you think I am?
I think we have a pretty good picture. We have a few pictures, actually.
No, I was going to pay him. I swear. Look, I was supposed to meet him here this morning with the money. He was going to hand over the laptop and the photos, but he never showed.
I love it. So first of all, I didn't mention Mad Men, which I should have, because that was at one time the biggest show on television.
Yeah.
So I want to mention that, and I love the little clip at the end with Nathan Fillion. I actually was at an event one time and had breakfast with him. He was a really nice guy, and I enjoyed hanging out with him for a morning one time back in the past. It's very, very cool. So in the chat room, they're asking me a little bit about, because I know you were on at least one, maybe two different Star Trek TV shows. Star Trek Enterprise, right?
I was in all of them.
Oh, okay. Because
except the first, I was not in the original. But I did Next Generation, Deep Space, Voyager, and Enterprise.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did seven characters over the span of my time with Star Trek.
Actually, do you know Tracy Lee Coco?
No.
I know she was somebody on, and we had a couple.
She was on for a long time.
And a couple of months ago, we had John Billingsley on.
Yeah, I know John very well. I worked with John. And Armin Shimmerman, I worked with Armin. He was a regular on, I think, Deep Space.
I love it.
I did three characters on Deep Space, because one of the episodes I played twins, which was very interesting. The way you have to deal with that, and the blue screen, and learning the lines for two people and talking to yourself.
You
and
act
then
with
I did.
Huh? When you're twins, you act with yourself.
Yeah, with yourself. Yeah, you have to keep track. You have to keep track of what you've done. And then I did Voyager, a role in Voyager, and Next Generation. I was the first one I did. Then two in Deep Space, three if you count the twins. Voyager, and then I did two characters in Enterprise.
I love it. I think it's just super cool. So let's brag a little bit for you for some of these other things. I want to just give people an idea of some of the stuff you were in. Also, I want to ask, how was work? Because I think you did at least 2 movies with Stephen Root. I'm a big Stephen Root fan.
Oh yeah, I know Steve. Yeah, Steve and I had I worked with Stephen a couple of times. Yeah, I love it. He's very, very good. Very good. Very fun to work with.
I like him a lot. So you guys, some of the other films you could have seen Randy in, films or TV shows, as you saw on his reel Unthinkable with Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Sheen, Stephen Root, and Carrie Ann Moss. The Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp, Armie Hammer, William Fichtner, Helena Bonham Carter, and Tom Wilkinson. All the Way with Bryan Cranston, Anthony Mackie, Melissa Leo, Stephen Root again, Frank Langella, Bradley Whitford, Ray Wise. The Island with Ewan McGregor, Scarlett Johansson, Sean Bean, Demon Hinsu, and Steve Buscemi. And Bringing Down the House with Steve Martin, Queen Latifah, Joan Plowright, Betty White, Gene Smart, and Eugene Levy. And Liar Liar with Jim Carrey, Maura Tierney, Carrie Elways, and Jennifer Tilly. So those are super like great things. So let me ask you a question.
Well, and you can't forget Independence Day.
Oh, I just watched that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me suggest that I have maybe the funniest line in the movie.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Roland Emmerich was directing. I'm in the scene with Randy Quaid in a bar. And Randy Quaid is sitting there, and I'm sitting next to him at the counter, and I'm a mechanic. I'm dressed up like an airplane mechanic or a car, in my sort of work clothes. And he's talking about, he has a reputation of claiming to have been abducted by aliens.
Right.
And in that first scene, I think that's one of the first times the ship appears. And it appears, and I get off the bar stool and just walk toward the camera looking at this amazing thing in the sky. Well, there's a scene that comes later, which is a little video insert that Emmerich basically sent. There was another mechanic in that scene with Randy Quaid, another guy, and he sent us away with the B camera to shoot a little video clip that they wanted to use as an insert, where we're being interviewed by some television personality about what's happened and about Randy Quaid. And at one point in this interview, and we didn't, he said, go off with these guys and shoot this little insert. We're going to put it in as a video insert. And I said, well, we don't have any lines. We don't have a script. He said, don't worry about it. Just make up something. So he sent us away. And we improvised this scene. And at one point in the scene, we're talking about Randy Quaid, and he's been abducted by aliens,
yes.
And as and at one point I say, and he was abused sexually
by the aliens.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw it, I was with my daughter, and it got a huge laugh. But,
no, that's fun.
That was great fun. And Pale Rider. But my first movie was Clint Eastwood's Pale Rider.
Oh, that's all. I love it. He just retired yesterday. I saw a thing on the internet at 96. He's retired.
96 years old.
Yeah, he just retired, and actually,
he officially retired.
Officially retired yesterday, I think.
But they all say that. Then they make another movie. And Cher's been retiring for 40 years now.
Also, going back to Independence Day, James Duvall's a friend of ours, and so he's been on the show a bunch of times, and we go to a lot of events with him. And he was Randy Quaid's son in Independence Day, so he's really cool. So here's something I like to ask everybody, and with you, it's a little bit different because, you've got so many A-list people on your list, but it's a two-part question. Male and female actor that you would have liked to work with or you would like to work with. They could be living or dead, so obviously if they're dead, you can't work with them, but a male or female actor, that you would have liked to work with, and if you could have ever been in any movie that's ever been made, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Well, I mean, I'm of an age where the old stars, probably have a little more weight in my memory and recollection. I would have loved to work with Henry Fonda, and I would have loved to. I would have loved to have been in Great.
Was tough. He was tough to work with.
I bet he was probably demanding.
Yes.
And I would love to have done.
He was very irritating. He would be annoyed over the littlest thing if it wasn't done right for him. He was one of those perfectionists on the set.
Yeah.
I know this from a few Betty.
Yeah.
I asked Betty about him when she made films with him. She loved him. She said he was handsome and wonderful.
Did we tell him that you knew Betty or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
so Ron, just so you know, Ron used to have a show called Set the Record Straight back in the day, and his actual best friend was Jane Russell. So he knew he knew. So he's very familiar. He knew all the Tab Hunter and Jane Russell and Tippi Hedren and all those people.
I hung out with the guy.
He hung out with them all, so he knows a lot of Hollywood stories.
I see.
But Henry Fonda, they said, was Jane Fonda is also very difficult, like her father. She's another one that's a nitpicker. A lot of the actors that I found from the 1940s, they were perfectionists. They would go on set and not care about anybody on the set. Nobody was on the set but them. And they were only worried about them. And they were very, very strict about that. Betty Davis was that way. She was all about Betty Davis. She didn't give a shit about anybody else. I was good friends with Andrea King. Andrea King was a Warner Brothers actress. And Andrea King wrote a book, In the Shadow of a Star. And it was about Betty Davis, how she held back any talent that was coming on Warner Brothers that could hurt her. So that was the problem we had in the 40s. Do we still have that on the set?
I don't sense anything quite like that. But I, yeah, I would say it's a little more
team playing,
democratic. It's not. I don't sense a whole lot of that. I mean, I've been on sets. I've been on episodic sets where, the regulars have been working a lot, and sometimes you feel like they're just going through the paces, and that would sometimes be annoying. You feel like they were just working so much all the time. You're the guest star. You're coming in doing something which, it's interesting for you, but you sort of pick up if they're kind of checking out. And but other than that, I've never had any problems. On sets with anybody.
So you got Henry Fonda. Give us a female.
Oh, all right. Henry Fonda. A woman. Okay. Well, all right. I'm going to go back to Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, Ron knew her too.
Well, I'll tell you why. I think she was such a good actress. She was a natural. She just had it. I don't know that if or when she ever studied, but I think she's one of our great actresses that was she was such a huge star. I think that took away, I think that distracted from her real ability. She was a force of nature in my book.
Okay, Elizabeth Taylor played Elizabeth Taylor every time in every movie. All she did was yell, scream, and be mean. She loved those parts and that she was comfortable in those parts. I've talked to her about that. And she said, we do what comes naturally. She said, those were her words. And she was never a star, never thought she was a star. Mm-hmm. She was Elizabeth Taylor. And that was it. She had she was never an actress. She was nothing. She was Elizabeth Taylor.
But she had a lot of range. She had a lot of range, though. I mean,
she was very stupid. She was not a bright woman. She was very, very slow, childlike at times, giggled. She wasn't. She was very kind, and I liked her a lot. And I was so sad when I saw her at the end in a wheelchair. Mm. It broke my heart. Yeah. To see that beautiful, wonderful woman. Yeah. So
you say she was always Elizabeth Taylor, but in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, she takes that to another level. She's Elizabeth Taylor times 3, I guess, because that's a great performance. I mean,
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Again, she played those parts in every movie. Every movie, if you notice.
Well, I don't know that I agree with you. I mean, she didn't play that in National Velvet when she was a kid.
She never played against herself. She always played. I've interviewed her, so I know what I'm talking about. I don't remember the interview.
Yeah.
But
I think a lot of the great stars. A lot of the great stars Elizabeth felt. I worked with.
Hang on. No, but Elizabeth felt that she was beyond a star. She was Elizabeth Taylor. Mm-hmm. She was above it.
Yeah. Which she kind of was.
She was above it.
She was above it. Because she was the greatest.
She was above it.
I loved her. And,
I did Robert Mitchum's last TV show.
Robert Mitchum?
I worked with Robert
Jane
Mitchum.
Russell's best friend.
Pardon?
What was his last TV show?
I'm going to have to. It was The Marshal.
Okay.
With Jeff Fahey.
Oh, okay.
And Robert Mitchum was in it, and it was really interesting being around him. But you talk about somebody who's playing themselves. I mean, Robert Mitchum, and Robert Mitchum is fantastic. I love watching him because he is so himself. He just brings it, and that's what you get. I'll tell you a funny story. My father was in the Marine Corps in World War II and stationed in California when the war started. He was already but when he was in California, he would occasionally end up on a movie set. He'd be invited to a set with other Marines or something, and he worked with. And this is kind of a funny thing that I learned way after I'd moved to Los Angeles, but he got to watch Randolph Scott filming, and when my dad would talk to me about acting, the person who seemed to have made the biggest impression on him was Randolph Scott, and he would always say, the thing about Randolph Scott, you'd be standing there talking to him off camera, and they'd say, okay, action or whatever. And he said he'd walk right in front of the camera and be in the scene, and he wasn't any different. He was the same guy. He was very impressed with that, and always trying to teach me something about that, I think. And the other little sidebar to that is, my name is Thomas Randall Oglesby, but they call me Randy, and they call me Randy because that's what they call Randolph Scott.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. So I ended up in Hollywood, wanting to go to New York first, end up in Hollywood. And then I found out, I was, my nickname came from Randolph Scott because he was Randy as well. So
your turn.
Just one of those weird things.
Jane Russell and Robert Mitchum were like brother and sister. They were the best of friends. Jane said when Robert died, her heart broke. She was sick for months. They used to drink. And Jane Russell was very proud. She'd stand up and say, I drank him under the table every time. And
she was a tough dame.
And Mitch would say, she's full of shit. I just did that to make her feel good.
I love it. So what's a movie? Because we're almost out of time. What's a movie you would have liked to have been in?
Oh, I was, gosh, I don't know. Great. I was going to say Grapes of Wrath. I mean,
that's a good one.
I think, there's so many of those movies were just, I would say one, I did get to work with a director. I got to work, one of my favorite directors of all time. I think it was a mini, I'm not sure if it was a TV movie or a Path to War. And I played a Senator John, he was the head of the Armed Services Committee. But I worked with John Frankenheimer. And was one of the big, I loved, I'm a great fan. I was a great fan of his. And sadly, he died right after finishing that film. But that was one of the high points of my acting career, working with Frankenheimer. And it was fun to watch him. I remember in the scene that I'm in, he had a background person that had to do a piece of business. And he treated that background person with as much respect and detail as a director as he did anybody else. It was just nice. Yeah. I mean, he was an amazing guy and a very handsome, very elegant man as well.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So
okay, wait a sec. I made a movie many years ago with Tab Hunter and Sophia Loren, and it was the thrill of my business, of my job. I've never come to that thrill again, as to working with Sophia, because I got to know her and she was wonderful. Tell me about your story. Who's the thrill of your life?
Who's the
thrill?
The thrill. Who
you worked with that is so thrilling.
That I worked with.
We gotta go after this.
Wow. I don't know. That's a good.
You have a lot.
There are.
Who was it that you worked with that you never dreamed you would, and it was wonderful that you did?
John Frankenheimer.
Okay, there you go. John Frankenheimer, the director of the
I think
movie.
Frankenheimer gets the award for that. But I worked with Martin Scorsese in The Aviator. That was really interesting. You know, he brings a great presence to the set. He's and you can tell he likes actors and he likes working with actors. I did turn down a part that he offered me, which I still to this day don't know why I did it. It was a very small part in The Irishman, but it was about 3 lines, but it was a little bitty scene with Bobby De Niro. And I passed on it. Don't tell me why, because later I saw the movie and I don't know what it was on. Yeah, but I liked it. A lot of people didn't. It was very long, very slow.
It was very long, but it was a good movie.
But I thought it was a beautiful rendition of gangster life and the banality of evil.
Yes. I love it.
That's what it was. I mean, being a gangster must be really boring. A lot of times.
Being a gangster?
Boring.
Not at all.
Ron knows.
I grew up in Red Hook, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I knew all of them.
Yeah, well,
when
they're not doing something horrible.
They're the furthest thing from boring. They're the most exciting people to know. When
Right.
they have a wedding,
So-
if they have a wedding, it's $350,000, and you've never seen any spectacular like it. It beats Ben-Hur. So I got to tell you,
We got to go.
the mob people are very exciting people.
So you guys, this is Randy Oglesby. Check out all the different things he's
Thank
in right
you.
now. You can see him in Spider Noir and The Burbs. The Burbs is coming back. It got renewed. His website.
Chippy's
No,
Burbs.
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 RandyOglesby.com is his website. And you're
That's
not
it.
on social media, right? You don't do social media.
No, I don't. I have an Instagram account, but I don't post. I just use it to watch everybody else.
Oh, okay.
I don't do
All
too
right,
much
you
of
guys.
that.
So check out RandyOglesby.com.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jimmy. Ron, take care, bud.
Thank you,
All right.
Randy. It was a fun
pleasure.
show.
Bye-bye.
Fun show.
You guys have fun. Yeah. Good luck.
You too. Take
Bye-bye.
care, babe.
All right, you guys. We're gonna do another quick music break. We're gonna play Sue's Rain, What Happened, and then we'll be back with our second guest, Robert Daprocida, which I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, here's Sue's Rain, everybody. What happened?
So is this how you thought that this was really gonna go? A time bomb in your pocket and a tenner up your nose. You say, oh my God, what happened? A precious moment too soon of a sudden clarity. It's gone, but for a second really thought that you could see. You say, oh my God, what happened? A nasty little story of a ripe at a hotel. Some football players are present, but they swear they're not involved. They're saying, what the just happened? They're saying, oh my God. Whichever way you decide to choose, you know it's gotta be the right one. Whatever you think you've got to lose, you know it's gotta be the best one. So is this how you saw yourself all grown up and content? There's just a little left of you, the rest of you is dead or dying. Jesus Christ, I doubt it. Just another point to make, but nothing left to prove. You beat your head against the wall, it's never gonna move. You say, bloody hell, what happened? You say, oh my God. Whichever way you decide to choose, you know it's gotta be the right one. Whatever you think you've got to
Hey, everybody, that's Sue's Rain. The name of the song was What Happened? And now we're going to bring on our next guests. Bring them on.
How you doing, gentlemen?
Hey, how you doing?
Look at this
I'm
one.
doing fantastic.
You could scare the shit out of somebody in the dark. You are so tough looking. Mamma mia, look at you.
Well, you know, it's you can't all be a pretty face like you guys, so I guess.
Oh, but you got a good face. Let me tell you. Boy, I'd hire you in a minute.
So I have a question. How do we
Ooh, look at
pronounce
you.
your last name correctly?
Okay, you were close. Daprocida.
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 Yeah.
Deve parlare italiano.
Sì, sono italiano.
Sei, tu sei italiano, but nato qui in Italia.
Sì, Sud Italia, vicino a Reggio Calabria.
O Calabria.
Sono calabresi, yeah.
Sono calabrese, sì.
Yeah, you're Italian.
Duro, testa duro.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Siamo la calabrese.
What's testaduro mean?
Hard head.
Oh.
Yeah, it means we're stubborn.
Stubborn.
Oh, he is.
Which we are. We're a little bit stubborn.
But look
Not
at
too
you.
bad, though.
Tu sei proprio bello.
That
Guarda,
proprio.
guarda,
Thank you.
in Italia. No, ce l'ha fatta.
Yeah, I was pumped, Jimmy. You had this Italian connection here.
Now I already forgot how to pronounce it. Daprocida.
No. Da Procida. Da Procida.
Daprocida. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Mon Russell, actor, producer, singer, and pianist, according to IMDb, Robert Daprocida.
Yes.
Mezzo culo, my boy.
I always have trouble with names with everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. But I'm totally I'm Irish. What do you want?
Yeah. That's okay. We can make you an honorary Italian. I was happy to find out you had the Italian connection there because I mean, I'm like, you know, Italian Calabrese. I married an Italian Calabrese woman. So I think you probably feel a lot of the same pains I do. You know what it's like.
You married a Calabrese woman? You're crazy. Oh,
Yeah, but she's, you know, feisty, but you know, they're hot and cold. They're just amazing. And then you do something which you don't even know. And, but you know, you're in shit. You know when it happens because it hits you hard. So.
You know what? Here's what they say. He's going to understand this. Che ne puzzano uccidere.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It means, I think that's Napolitan, but it means I'm going to kill you. Che ne puzzano uccidere. Uccidere is to kill. Che ne puzzano. What is che ne puzzano? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah.
So,
it's to kill somebody.
But
Hey, are you guys able to turn your volume up a little bit? Because I can't hear you too well. I don't know. I hope you're hearing me okay.
Only me, right?
You hear me, right? You don't hear him as well.
I know they both hear a little quiet.
I don't know why. Let's see. Better?
A wee bit. Yeah, it's a wee bit.
I have a lot of Calabrese friends. Okay?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And the women are, you don't fool around with the Calabrese. More than the Sicilian. They think the Sicilian women are tough. No. Barese and Calabrese.
Yeah, Calabrese women, they're all, I mean, really, once you start, you get midway and you get south, it's beautiful, warm people, but like you cross them and yeah, you got, you know, volcanoes ready to explode, right? So you got to.
Barese, tutti matti.
So anyway, I want to go. So first of all, so you live in Canada, right? You live in Canada.
I do. My mother and father were born in the south of Italy. They immigrated over here, and I'm first generation born over here in this country.
I love it. Because you know in Canada they do a lot of TV, a lot of great TV and movies and stuff. Everything gets filmed in Canada, so you're in a good place for what you're trying to do and what you are doing. So tell us a little bit about the singer pianist thing before we start talking about movies and TV.
Well, that's the singer pianist thing is kind of what got me into the arts, really, as a very, very young child. Like I was about 3.5, so the story's told to me. I had a little toy piano, and my mom comes downstairs one day and she can hear me playing Christmas tunes on it and stuff. So right away, the bells went off. Well, oh great, we got this musical prodigy. We got to send him off to music school. So the following September, that's what happened. Right into music lessons. I started with piano. I studied classically, the Royal Conservatory of Music, and within a year or two, I started doing singing as well. And then I played competitively all through my youth. I actually finished a program really early. Like it's kind of a program that usually takes you into university. I finished the whole thing by the time I was 13 years old. And
wow.
I used to go
You were a
compete with
prodigy.
adults and that kind of. Well, hey, I was decent. I was good. I picked it up really well. It was just kind of natural to me. But that's what kind of got me into the path, going down the arts, because a couple of years when I was around 10, 11, 12, I used to go to these music summer schools, and they had musical theater along with it. So I started dabbling in a bit of that when I would go to these schools, and I just fell in love with it, right? So then when I got back to, home, I started getting involved in a little bit of the, community theater, the musicals in town. I lived in a small little town. It was in the Kootenays of British Columbia, but we had a great little community theater, right? So I did it at school. I did the school plays. I did the community theater plays. And by the time I was in high school, I knew that, I really love film. So I was like, well, I'd really love to somehow get into film, right? So that was the goal. So literally, as soon as I graduated, I packed everything up and I went straight to Vancouver, which is, as you know, a pretty busy film hub. And didn't know anybody, didn't know where I was starting, what I was doing. I just kind of went out there blind and started finding my way. Started doing a bit of theater, met some people. People started explaining to me, how you get into film and that kind of thing. So just started plugging away and going at it.
Come on, Astro. Astro wants to join the conversation.
So it's not uncommon, for Italians to be musical. I mean, I lived in Italy for a year, and we're from Genoa. My father was Genovese. My mother was American, but her mother was from Venice. So we're Alti in Italia. And I found that the Italian people sing. Everybody sang. No matter who you met, they sang.
Well, what the hell else do you do when you're dead poor? Everybody was poor, peasants. The entertainment was each other. So you start singing, playing things, all kinds of whatever you can make music with, right?
You couldn't go to a restaurant without a waiter singing.
That's right.
I mean, it's amazing. It's a country of song and music. The Italians love opera. Now, my uncle had a woman that he kept, and her name was Fermina Antonasia, and she was a famous opera singer. She sang with Mario del Monico. And I went as a kid to the opera house in Genoa to hear her sing Tosca. She was a very heavy-set woman. Most opera singers were. Yeah. And at the very end of the opera, she sings, Mario, Mario, and then she throws herself off the terrace. God, I shouldn't laugh.
It's dramatic.
She threw herself off with her, bada boom, and cool. They forgot to put the mattress there.
Oh shit, that's terrible.
My uncle was financing that opera. He was furious. He went crazy. Well, she didn't stop complaining her back for a month. Anyway.
Absolutely. Well, I got a very musical family on my dad's side as well. Nobody, of course, back then could afford music lessons or anything, but his brothers and stuff, they literally would just go out and buy instruments and take them home and start practicing them, and and before you knew it, they're great. They play great music. They sing all the time. My uncle bought an actual I don't know if you've ever seen Italian bagpipes. Have you ever seen Italian bagpipes?
I don't know what they are.
They're very similar to Scottish ones, except they don't have the pipes going up. It's all like down. It's like looks like 3 or 4 different flutes.
I've never seen that.
Well, my uncle got this when he went to Italy. So he bought the pipes, but the bag, it takes like a couple years to get because it gets made from an actual goat skin. So he was able to bring back the pipes, but he couldn't bring the goat skin. So he had to put this thing on order and wait. So when he got home, he rigged this little thing up on a tire tube. And, because there's nothing to blow onto the tire tube, he would hook the tire up to a compressor so that he could get the air in the tire tube. So, you'd be listening to him start playing, but then you'd hear the jig, 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 jig from the compressor in the background. And that's how he learned how to play the bagpipes.
See, that's Italian ingenuity.
Totally. Totally,
Only
100%.
if using the
Make it
tube,
work.
right? Only an Italian would. Some other
That's right.
stupid wouldn't do it. But anyway, I love being Italian. I'm 100% Italian on both sides.
That's
and
great.
and I love Italy. And I would live in Italy, except Jimmy won't. My daughters would. They love Italy. The food is wonderful. The scenery is fabulous. The people are great.
Do you eat a lot of Italian food?
Of course we do.
Oh, steady. Well, my wife's, like I said, she's Calabrese, and so we cook pretty traditional around here. You know, my kids we're involved in the Calgary Italian Cultural Center, where my kids are dancers with the Calgary Italian folk dancers, and now that they've grown up, they're instructors. My daughter's the artistic director for it. My wife's the president, so we're like really heavily entrenched.
Do your children speak Italian?
A little bit. They learned a bit in school, and trying to push them always to learn a little bit more. But
My daughters speak Italian, both. I made sure of that.
yeah, it's very good. It's a very good thing to have.
I have to say this, being Italian is probably one of the best gifts that anybody could give a human, because we are such an incredible race of people. Our talent goes back thousands of years. We had flushing toilets in Pompeii. Could you believe that?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true.
We are a
And you know,
super-
no offense, Jimmy, I feel sorry for everyone who's not Italian.
Okay.
No,
I've learned a lot about it though, because we've been
No.
married for 14 years.
You know
So we make you an honorary Italian. It's pretty close, right?
Robert, when I get off the plane in Genoa,
Yeah.
the first thing I do is look around and I say, guarda, tutti mia, all my people. These
Yep.
are I feel so wonderful. Because when you're in America, you're a bastard. You're with everybody, all different races, nationalities, everything. But when you're in Italy, you're Italian. And
Oh,
it's
that's right. Yeah.
His daughters.
And
go
you know
all
what's strange? You go there, and even if it's your first time, you were born, like I was born here, like I said, and raised here. But when I went for the first time, it's just so strangely familiar. It's like you've been there before, but it's just you get comfortable, right? And it immediately, and the warmth, the food. Like, I mean, for us, we started in the north, which with the cuisine is a little different up there from what we're used to, because we cook calabrese. I mean, my parents were right down literally the tip of the toe.
Yeah,
We couldn't get any more south, and then you fall into the water, right? But the more south we went, the more familiar the food was. And of course, the dialects and stuff were a little closer to what we grew up with. And yeah, it was just an incredible experience.
I'm not crazy about Northern Italian food. I don't like polenta. Pesto I like. I eat pesto a lot. I make that. But when you go south, you get tomatoes that you have nowhere in the world. Those fucking tomatoes make a sauce that's to kill yourself from.
And the hot peppers and the onions and the lemons down south, it's incredible. I tell people all the time, if you really want to experience like a real Italian feel, like go south. Go south. The beaches will knock your socks off. They're just gorgeous. The food is just unbelievable.
And if you're sophisticated and snobby, go north, because the Northern Italians are not as friendly as the Southerners. I found that to be. The Northern Italians look down at the Southerners. If anything south of Rome, they think is cafone. They think they're low-class Italians, the Northern Italians. And I find that to be ridiculous.
Well, you want to hear a true story. You want to talk about it? I think it was the first time I experienced some real racism, but which is weird. It came from an Italian. We went, my wife and I, my son was just born and she was pregnant with my daughter. We went to Cuba. We're sitting by the pool and I hear this gentleman talking Italian next to us. So we start chatting a little bit, really friendly, really nice, asking where he's from, that kind of stuff. He was from far north, Emilia Romagna, which, I don't even know how they classify themselves as Italian, because they're pretty much Swiss, if you ask me. But anyway, that's where he was from. And we're chatting and having a good chat. Then he asked where I was from. And I said, well, my parents were born in Calabria. As soon as I said that, he just didn't want to talk to me anymore.
No.
He just started giving us the biggest attitude. I looked at my wife. I go, what the hell? I go, what's this guy? Is he like really like dissing us because we're from Calabria?
Oh, wait a minute. My mother and I were in a store in Genoa, and a woman came in, and this is October, and the woman had on white shoes. And I heard some woman say, "Ma guarda quella con scarpe bianche," because she wouldn't wear it in October, white shoes. That was Southern. So, era una cafona di Sicilia.
I love it.
I mean, the Genovese are such snobs. I hated them all. But, you know, I used to have fun with them because I was American. And
Well,
my
I
mother-
still enjoy going up north. I like the diversity of it. Like, you know, it really does. The food and things change from region to region. And it is kind of a neat thing to experience and try it out and that kind of thing. Like I have people tell me all the time, they swear by Rome. Rome, I mean, of course, it's magical. It's the eternal city. It's one of the oldest cities. It's wonderful. Food wasn't, you know, it didn't really jive for me. Maybe just because I'm used to Calabrese cooking, but I was like,
I don't care for Rome. Rome is all tourist and American, and it's shit. They have McDonald's. Rome is not Italy. You have to go to points south and north. Trieste is beautiful. Genoa, I love, not because my father was from there, but because I lived there for a year. And Piazza di Ferrara and all the places, Christopher Columbus's house, the history, La Carugi going down in the old sections of Genoa where the Pirato, the pirates were. I loved every minute of it. Italy has a great history, a southern history and a northern history. Yeah. The southern history is pirates as well. Everybody invaded Sicily, Calabria, Bari, all those parts. So Italy is a fabulous country.
Hold on, we're going to change this conversation now.
No, I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing.
What?
I hear that Italy is in a lot of trouble right now because the what do they call those people that we have trouble with here?
Migrants. So, Chamo, refugees coming into the country?
With the thing across there. Women with the thing across there.
Oh, I think they belong to the Islamic or I don't know which actual group they belong to, but
no, Islam is taking over Italy. A lot of the churches have become Islam, and the Italians are very upset about it, and they don't want Islam taking over their country. So right now, Italy is at war with the Islams. But we are
because we're, you know, Italians, as you know, a proud culture. Like they don't want to lose being Italian, and they shouldn't. I mean, it's Italy. Italy should remain
Italian.
Like Italy, right? So,
No, absolutely. That's like going to Paris and saying you're not French anymore.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I want to talk about movies because you have especially in this last year, you've had a kick-ass year. You got a lot of great things going on that. You're allowed. I don't know if you're allowed to. Are you allowed to talk about the fact that you're like, you know, on Tulsa King season 4? Like, you're allowed to at least say that you're on it because I know it's not.
I mean, we could say that I'm on and stuff. I'm not. I don't think I'm allowed to spill any of the beans about this.
I don't want anything. It's just the fact that you're in it.
You could spill some beans. It's okay.
So I went through your.
Better not.
I went.
Plus, everybody wants to watch it, right? So I was in Tulsa Kings earlier this year.
I do it.
That was. One experience.
Hang on.
Here's how you got to do it. You have to say, I'm not allowed to tell you what I play in this movie because I play a general. So, palapezzo contenti.
No, so Robert, you guys has had a very good year. He was on Tracker season 3 with Justin Hartley, who I love Justin Hartley back from when he played Aquaman back in the day. And that's something that's actually out, right? Is that's already come out?
The Tracker episode's already aired. It aired in April 12th. They actually do really fast turnover on those. I was shocked when I was filming. They said, be out in April. I'm like, really? Wow, that's fast. But yeah, they got it out. And
huge show. Justin Hartley, you guys. For if you don't watch Tracker, you guys, he was in This Is Us, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was in This Is Us. And if you guys like that Bad Moms Christmas, he's the stripper. He's hilarious. In Bad Moms Christmas, which is a great one. So that's a great credit for you. Congratulations, because these are things that really get you noticed.
Had a great director that episode, Ben Hernandez Bray. He directed the episode I was in. Excellent. Amazing man. Yeah,
Which actually
really
is
good.
so funny that because I was supposed to do a movie with him as the director, but the people that we were doing the movie with kind of like disappeared. I'm not sure. I raised $100,000 development money, and they disappeared.
Ah, you got to get him back. Find a way to get him to. He's a great guy. Ben's amazing,
Super
great
talented.
director. The whole
Talent.
crew. It was a beautiful set. I mean, no complaints at all. We went up there. We had a long, long day, but the funnest part, like I actually got to do my own stunts, which I don't get to do often. So when I do, I like to take full advantage, and it was great. I mean, we had the stunt doubles there, but Ben said, I'd really like to use you guys as much as possible. And the gentleman I had this big fight scene with, Chad Michael Collins. He's in the Sniper films there. He's
been on our show.
Yeah.
Oh, you've had Chad. Okay. Yeah. So me and Chad had this killer fight scene. So we go in and we brawl it out. They let us pretty much do it all. Everything except getting a bottle smashed over my head. They said, yeah, we better bring the stunt double in for that. I was like, okay.
I'm going to go back and watch that now then, because like I mentioned.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty cool. It happened so fast on the camera, but man, it took a while. We were dying because, I mean, we're both smokers, and and Chad's in much better shape than I am. But I mean, we did this thing, and at the end of the scene, we were huffing and heaving, and as soon as they said you guys can have 5, we're like, perfect, let's go for a smoke, and then we came back and went at it.
Now, do you always play heavies?
Like, you're talking about more like bad guy kind of guys?
Yeah.
I play a lot of them. I do play a lot of that just because, physically I can be very intimidating on screen, that kind of thing. So that's kind of.
How tall are you? How tall are you?
See that.
Are you
I'm not very tall, but everybody, when they after see me on camera, people say, "Oh, I thought you were like 6 feet something," and I'm like, "No, I'm just under 5'9", 5'9".
Calabrese is small.
It's funny. I don't know if
Barres is small. Jenna was tall.
If you know the actor Stephen Lang. He's the bad guy in Avatar, and he's been in a million things. And we interviewed him one time, and Ron danced with him at a thing. He was the nicest guy ever.
He did a slow dance for fun. He's not gay unfriendly. He's very gay friendly.
My point being, he's like 5'4" or something. He's really, really little.
But when you 5'4".
But when you see him on TV, he's like a giant.
I'm 6 foot, and I'm big. So next to him, he looked like a little girl.
5'4". Yeah, I didn't realize he was that small. But
he's really little. Maybe 5'6". But I
got to tell you something. They don't come better. They don't come finer, and they don't come sweeter. He is in my. I mean, I told Jimmy, hire him anytime you can, because.
Oh yeah, I heard that about him. Yeah.
He's
and
just
you know what? It goes to show you, though, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not the size, especially on camera, because you can play these guys. I've seen little people do it, and they're just man, they play well. Oh, look at Joe Pesci. He's funny, and he can be intimidating. And it's not like he's like 6 feet tall.
So then another,
I could be funny and very intimidating.
Yeah.
I play gangster or mafia all the time because of my New York accent.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to be in a television series we're shooting soon, and it's
excellent.
When the mob left New York and went to L.A.
Oh, cool.
Takes place 1930.
So let's do another brag for you. So when Tulsa King season 4 comes at you guys, Tulsa King's on Paramount Plus. It's Sylvester Stallone's awesome show. To me, one of the best shows out right now. It's super cool. It stars Sylvester Stallone, Martin Starr, Garrett Hedlund, Max Casella, Neil McDonough. Who's the other guy? The guy who's always in the fight movies?
On the Tulsa King crew, or the other guy? Frank Grillo's in it.
Frank Grillo, that's it. I love Frank Grillo. I think Frank Grillo is freaking like
Frank Grillo, James Russo. He was plays Quiet Ray. Probably saw him at the tail end of season 3. He's amazing. The whole crew was amazing. Robert Davi.
Kudos to you, though, for being able to, getting yourself on that show for season 4. I don't know. Do you know when season 4 comes out?
I usually they start airing around September-ish.
Okay,
so probably I don't come in until about episode 7. So I think it'd be probably end of October, beginning of November is my best guess.
Then I was going through.
I don't know when they're posting like the IMDb release dates and that kind of stuff. But it should be coming up. sometime here soon.
what
So.
do
Do
you-
they shoot? Do they
Wait,
shoot
wait.
that in Canada? Where do they shoot that?
No, that's shot in Atlanta. So I have an O1B visa for the U.S. So I go back and forth, and I'm work probably more in the U.S. than I even do in Canada.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
What do you
Yeah.
look like?
So I
without-
auditioned for. The funny thing was, I remember when I first saw the show, like we watched the premiere episode. I literally looked at my wife and said, "I got to get on this show." I said, "I have to. I don't know what I got to do, but I got to get on the show." So it just worked out.
Wait, aspetta. What do you look like without the beard? Do you have a picture?
Oh, hang on.
I do have a picture.
I think you're less intimidating without the beard. With the beard, you
No,
look like,
the one we used has a beard too, but it's
'cause
smaller.
with the beard makes you look like you could be a trafficker of women or drug dealer, or Iranian. You look Iranian.
Yeah, I've done that. I was actually cast in a movie. I wasn't able to do it after, but I was going to be playing an Arab gentleman, and it had a little bit of Arabic in it, so I kind of just learned it phonetically, and I did the audition. The guy loved it. He actually asked me if I'm Arabic, and he's like, "Wow, you speak it so well." And I'm like, I said, "I don't know. I just kind of faked it." But anyway, yeah, I get a lot of Arabs. I play Hispanic people, of course, Italians. I just did an audition this morning that was half of it in Italian. So that's shooting in New York. And a lot of ethnics. I actually played a French Canadian in a film just in September. I just went to the screening of that a few weeks back.
Robert, do you ever work without the beard?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I'm just recently, I just shaved it. When I did a horror film in Cleveland in April. And because of that, but I was playing an ancient demon, so I pretty much had to shave mostly for the prosthetics and all that kind of stuff. So I had 4 hours of makeup, and they're gluing all this stuff to my face, ears, and funky stuff. And
we actually had. So I was going through your IMDb. You did a movie, and I'm bringing this movie up, and I don't even know what it is, called Tainted Love, and I bring it up because Timothy Hogg, we had him on like 3 weeks ago. 3 or 4
right
weeks
on.
ago the show, and Rib Hillis has been on the show. And then Out for Vengeance, you did with Costas Mandylor, which he hasn't been on the show yet, but we know him. We've been to a bunch of premieres and parties with him. And it has Barbara Nedelchikova in it, and she was, believe it or not, one of the very first guests on this show back when she did Hostel, like 18 years ago or something.
Oh, no way. Cool.
And Christopher Atkins is also in that one. Then he did Night Terror with Catherine Isabel, Daniel Doheny, and Sophie Kane. I love Catherine Isabel. She's from the werewolf movie where she turns into a werewolf. Do you know what that is?
I don't know the movie. I'm not familiar with the movie. Sorry. No.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's probably better. He was in the Poltergeist Legacy TV series, you guys. He was in Wrongfully Accused, which is actually one of the more funny movies with Leslie Nielsen, Kelly LeBrock, Michael York, Richard Crenna, and Sandra Bernhard. He was in The Creature miniseries, which I never heard of, but it looked really interesting with Leslie Nielsen.
That was actually a TV movie. It was made for TV. It was with Craig T. Nelson, Kim Cattrall, Giancarlo Esposito was in that movie.
Anthony Carone was on our show.
Oh yeah, okay.
We've had people from almost everything that you've been in.
We're on the air 18 years.
Oh wow.
Could you imagine 18 years of this?
That's
bullshit?
a long time, man.
It is a lot. We're the longest.
Good for you guys, though.
We're the longest running pod show.
They didn't even have the name podcast when we started. We were just a radio.
I was just going to say, what the heck did they call them 18 years ago? Because I don't remember.
We were just a radio show. We started. We weren't on video.
Then we went television.
Okay.
And we're
Cool.
on 18 years, and we're Apple's #1 show.
Yeah, today the rankings came out. We're the #1 film interview show on Apple Podcasts.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
That's good.
So a lot of people.
I'm honored you had me on. Thank you very much.
You know what? Our show goes to Italy. So there will be people in Italy that'll see you.
We're very popular in England.
We go all over the world.
Well, maybe some of my cugini over there are watching. I don't know. We'll see. See what kind of messages I get after.
So what kind of your favorite, do you like doing? Because like you have quite a variety. You have comedy in here. You have action. You have horror. Do you have one that's you like better than others? Like, is there a genre?
Not really. I like kind of challenging myself, just trying something different. Like that horror film I just did where I played the ancient demon. I literally decided to do. First of all, I wasn't even right for the part. I mean, they wanted a tall, skinny, lanky guy, and I was like, yeah, but I never played a demon before, so I'd be cut. So I submitted anyway, and they called me for the audition, and so I did, my best ancient demon or whatever that I could think of because I never played a role like that before, and I got the role. And the director even told me, he said, you really weren't what we're looking for. We were looking for tall, skinny, lanky, kind of old, worn out. He goes, so we changed the role for you. And I was like, perfect. I was like, great. So that was fun. Yeah, I just love trying different things. Like, gangsters are always fun to play. They just are.
I love
bad guys are fun to play because you can just, really play around. I love when we can kind of play with the bad guy character, when it's not just, no, we just want you to be really, really mean. I mean, that's not as entertaining. But yeah, when you can play around, it's great. But I love trying different things. Creature, for example, that film was a blast because I played a Navy SEAL, and I never played a Navy SEAL to that point. So we got to do just really cool shit. Like it was like going to a playground every day.
Robert, I'm a producer. I just hired you, and you're going to work opposite the blonde that we love,
Charlize Theron.
Charlie, you're going to work opposite Charlize Theron, and it's a naked scene where you two are in bed making love.
Well, that might just become my new favorite scene.
Wait a minute. What does the wife say?
What is the what?
What does the wife say?
What does your wife say when she finds out you're making love to her in the scene?
Well, to be honest, I've never been in that predicament to this point. So thankfully, I haven't.
What do you think she'd say?
Probably. Well, if it's Charlize Theron, she might say, "You know what? I'll give that a pass." I don't know.
I don't think she'll give you. You know what?
She's gonna say how much you're getting paid.
No,
Yeah, probably how much you're getting paid. Exactly. We used to have a joke. We used to say to each other, back in I think it was 5-6 years ago. Kate Beckinsale were watching this movie, and my wife always likes to pull these little things on me to, I don't know if it's to test me or whatever. And she goes, so, if you happen to, have the opportunity to sleep with Kate Beckinsale, would you? I said, of course not. No. She goes, I might give you a hall pass for that one. I was like, oh, okay.
You know what? You're full of shit. She's a color brain.
I know she's full of shit. She says that, but she don't mean it.
You know what she says to you?
What was that?
Get a hard on, I'll cut it off. That's a collar braised woman.
Yeah. I slept on it. I was pretty sure it was a test. So, I'm still here, so I must have passed it. So
here's something that I like to ask because we've got 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't follow movies, it might be a little bit harder. Male and female bucket list actor, living or dead, that you'd like to work with that you have not had an opportunity to work with yet. And if you could be in any movie that's ever been made, what movie would you like to have been in?
Stanley Tucci.
Good choice.
I really enjoy him as an actor. Bad guy, good guy. He's just be great to work with.
He's
brilliant.
Sylvester Stallone was on the list, but luckily I've been able to cross that one off. And got to tell you, there's some really having Sylvester Stallone when he looks you in the eye. It's most of the time I don't get too rattled, but I was like, oh my God, because I've been, you've been watching Sylvester Stallone since I was a baby, right? A little kid. And it's like, wow, Sylvester Stallone's looking right at me.
That's
so
very cool.
It is that was a pretty great experience.
Give me a female.
Oh, a female. Well, Charlize Theron, I really like her work. It's funny you brought that up. I find her so talented.
Have you seen her in her new film?
She has a new film on Netflix.
Which one?
Where she's running away from a murderer and she's a rock climber.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
You should see it.
Watch
it's really
it.
good.
It's fabulous. I recommend that for everyone out there listening. It's one of the best. It's one of the best things she's done
in a long time.
Okay,
I loved it. there's a crazy nut that's chasing her, and she's a rock climber, and the rest of it is just sheer. You're on the edge of your seat.
Okay, so give us a movie that you would like to have been in.
That I would like to have been in?
Yeah, any movie that's ever been made that you would like to have been in.
I think I would have. Well, I would have loved to have been in any gangster film that Scorsese has done, because he's just a master at them, in my opinion.
Yeah,
The Sopranos would have been a great show. I didn't, from where I would have loved to have been on a series like that, just because there was just I really liked the way it was done.
And you would have been good in it.
Yeah, you would have been good. We've had a lot of actors from The Sopranos on our show,
Right.
in the past.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been on that show. Because like I said, I still I like to branch out and try different things, but playing gangsters is fun. It's enjoyable. It's kind of familiar to me, and I feel like I could really just kind of let go and play with that. Even though, and I did a film just before in November in New York City. Or sorry, we were actually filming in Long Island, but it was a gangster film, and we got to really go a little bit hardcore with the gangster role, so that was kind of fun.
Well, I'm excited about what we're shooting soon, because it's about when the New York gangsters went to California.
And what's that film?
It's called...
It's a TV series called L.A. Mob Story.
L.A. Mob Story.
Okay.
They're casting. Why don't you go and find out?
L.A. Mob Story. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find that out. I haven't even heard of it. So
he's casting right now. What's his name? My producer.
Rayster Michaels.
Rayster Michaels is my producer.
Okay.
And he's casting, and he's looking for tough Italians.
Well, you know what? I'm probably one of the toughest ones you'll find.
Rayster Michaels.
And it would be fun
He's
working
on
with,
Facebook.
and it's going to be a TV series.
Yeah.
And if it clicks, it's going to run a long time. I do the
Sounds
narration.
interesting.
I narrate the film, plus I'm in it. I play.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't look this way. The way
Actually,
I look, right now, I look like a flaming fruit. But when I'm in character, I get.
But you can turn it off and turn it back on, right?
You can turn it off and
Good.
on.
I'll show you. What are you talking about? Get over here. I'll bust your fucking head open in 2 minutes. You won't know it hit you. You won't know it. You won't know it. Don't
Perfect.
fuck with me, Buster.
Perfect.
I love doing that.
So
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun just to be able to let, because you grew up with it and these explosive personalities, right? And that's the beauty about being an actor, is just you got to contain yourself when you're on the boat, but when you're out in front of the camera, you can just let go and just have a great time.
Growing up, I grew up with guys that talk that way.
Oh yeah.
It's easy for me to remember, but they actually spoke that way.
We have to go. We're out of time.
We
So
have
you
to
guys,
go.
this is Robert. Follow him at Robert Daprocida on Instagram. Daprocida, I don't know what the fuck. I'm really happy to hear that you have a visa to travel back and forth, because I have a list of people that come on the show that indie filmmakers always ask me, who do I know? And I'll put you on the list.
Oh yeah, I can come down there anytime. Yeah, I'm actually going to be in Texas next week.
Okay.
On the 14th, filming down there for a week.
We're moving to Florida soon, and I work with a lot of companies in Atlanta, like different production companies in Atlanta. So I'll put you on the list. We want to thank you for coming on the show. We're going to become great friends, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you both. It's a lot of fun.
All right, have a good one.
A lot of
See you
fun,
later.
Roberto.
You too. Best of luck to both of you.
Ciao, Bella.
All right, everybody.
Ciao.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the show. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Jimmy, yeah, this is MC Alfred. I'm just chilling, Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Where every man in my thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfred, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you